Jürgen, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret. Thanks for joining.
Sorry. We had a bit of a glitch with Ken on our computer, so sorry about that.
No worries. It's great. More and more people coming in. I think we'll wait 1-2 more minutes. And I would encourage everybody to leave their cameras off and their mics off as long as they don't speak. Thank you. So a warm welcome to everybody who's already on the call. Let's maybe wait just 1 more minute before we officially kick it off. Thank you. All right, everybody, welcome to this 8th annual meeting of the Global Business and Disability Network. Here in Geneva, it's 3:03, so we better get going because we have 1 hour reserved for this short and sweet and simple meeting, we hope. Well, I hope we all had a good International Day of Persons with Disabilities last week. Just a few housekeeping issues before we really start. You will see there's live captioning available. So if you need it, you're free to switch it on, also switch it off if you don't need it. You will see next to me here on the screen an international sign interpreter who will be visible throughout. So we have 2 with us, Brigitte and Elsa today. Otherwise, I would very much encourage you to switch off your camera and your mic when you are not speaking. Thank you. So, as I said, it's the 8th time the Global Business and Disability Network meets, but the first 6 times were, of course, in person and oftentimes in Geneva. So, of course, we would love to see you again in person very soon, and many of you haven't actually met in person. So we really hope to be able to come together in person at some time soon. In the meantime, we'll have to do with this video conferencing, but really just starting the meeting with an expression of gratitude, because the Global Business and Disability Network, that is not the ILO, that is not the people in the Secretariat. You are the network. You are the companies, the national networks, and the non-business entities that really make the global network what it is. And we are always here to listen and make the network as useful as possible to your needs. So that's just a general reminder of what the network should really be about. And any criticism you have, please, always, we have an open door and open ear. I will quickly run you through the agenda for today. We'll start with welcoming new members of the Global Business and Disability Network, and those members who are about to join. So in the next few weeks, they will also become officially members of the network. And I'm very excited to hear their statements. So each of them will have a 2-3 minute statement on behalf of the company or organization. And it's really encouraging to see that despite all of what the world is going through right now, and with the pandemic-related restrictions and socioeconomic consequences, we see that the global network is growing and it's going strong. That is really encouraging, and thank you so much for that. After we welcome the new members, we will hear from Margaret from L'Oréal, who is the chair this year of the Global Business and Disability Network, some of the key work that the network has done in 2021. And after we have heard from Margaret from L'Oréal, I'll talk a little bit about what we have already planned for next year, for 2022. And we'll also have a poll, which will then allow you to prioritize some of the issues we think might be most relevant for the business community in the area of disability inclusion. And we'll also hear from the incoming chair at the very end, Vani from Accenture. Accenture will be the new chair of the Global Business and Disability Network next year. And so excited to also have her with us today. So without further ado, I would hand it over to the first speaker of the new members, which is Annie Garrett from GSK. And Annie is a Workplace Adjustment and Accessibility Director at GSK. So Annie, the floor is yours.
Let me just turn my video and camera on.
Great.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, well, thanks ever so much for the opportunity to speak, to share a bit of our journey at GSK. You know, we're delighted to be new members this year of the ILO GBDN. So at GSK, we've just finished year one of a 3-year disability confidence strategy. So in 2020, we did a full benchmark assessment using the Business Disability Forum disability standards, so 10 sections, 160 criteria, evidence-based, to give us a baseline of where we were with our disability confidence enterprise-wide, from which we developed a 3-year disability confidence plan. So we've got work streams across HR, technology, estates and facilities, products and services. My particular area of interest, I lead 2 of the work streams around our workplace adjustments program at GSK, expanding that to more of our global workforce, and on our accessible premises work stream, making our estates more inclusive. We've got an inclusive design standard that we're promoting globally. So I mean, our intention for 2022, of course, is to build on those foundations of the first year. We've got some fantastic standards with workplace adjustments, with inclusive design of our estates, and some great work stream activity in recruitment and other aspects of HR. So, you know, 2022 is for us to build on that, to make our adjustment service, you know, available globally to hopefully to 100% of our workforce, to build on our accessible estate, and to improve our technology platforms, so in building accessibility into all of our collaboration tools and technology platforms used across the business. So it's been a fantastic year. We've had some recognition externally in the Disability Smart Awards, which was really good to see. And we're looking forward to doing some great work and really sharing and learning from others in the GBDN. The reason for us joining is to network with other organizations that are on this journey, to share our thinking and also to learn from your good practice. It's an incredible network. So we think the ILO GBDN will help us to extend our reach to disability confidence into more of our global markets. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Andy, and really happy to GSK on board. We know it's been doing a lot of work on disability already, so really happy to have you in the GBDN now. So next one on my list is Weber Niza. He's a global HR director at ADEO, also a new company member of the network. Weber, please. We can see you.
Good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to participate in this annual meeting. My name is Weber Niza, and I work in ADEO as Global HR Leader. ADEO is a company of 150,000 talents operating in 20 countries, including 30 with 900 stores. ADEO is a company that has a strong purpose to act for a positive habitat in the world Our reason for being is we make home a positive place to live. We are very happy to become member because we are convinced that companies are a good place to act, and joining the ILO GBDN is part of our diversity, inclusion, and equity strategy. This strategy has a set of actions that range from the development of a more diverse and inclusive culture, through training and development of new BSs, to recruitment actions, improvement of work tools and systems, and improvement of accessibility to customers and employees. Becoming a more inclusive company also means being able to create solutions for customers and employees through the design of adapted products and services. With humility, we hope to learn and share practices, because together we can contribute to improving the lives of thousands of people. Thank you all for your attention, and then good meeting for us.
Thanks so much, Weber, and really happy to have ADEO on board. Thank you so much. Next on my list, I have Anastasia de las Peñas Quintana from MAPFRE. She is Director of Employee Experience at the company. Anastasia?
Okay, hello. Can you see me or okay?
Not yet, but now you're coming. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So, good morning or good afternoon. And thank you very much for giving MAPFRE the opportunity of introducing ourselves in our debut in the Global Business and Disability Network. And following the guidance for speakers that it was sent to us, I will give a brief physical description of myself. I am 50 years old. I have brown eyes, brown, straight, medium length hair, and I wear glasses. And today I'm wearing a green jacket. And for those who do not know MAPFRE, we are a Spanish but global insurance company made up of a team of 33,000 professionals, men and women from all over the world. And we are present in more than 40 countries. We do business in more than 100, and we are leaders in some markets. And we have 1 billion reasons to join the Global Business and Disability Network. And these are the 1 billion people with disability worldwide. And an additional reason for our commitment is to make a world a better and fairer and more equal place. And we believe in alliances, and we are really willing to learn from leading and committed companies as you all are. And for us, promoting diversity and inclusion is a faithful reflection of our values. And we pledge to continue working tirelessly to ensure that anyone is left behind due to any circumstances, gender, age, disability, race. And well, we will participate in all the activities of the network and will contribute to the growth of it, I'm sure. And just to get you know a little bit about our disability program, we have a disability program implemented worldwide, through which MAPFRE in all the countries in which it is present designs, develops, and implements various actions in 4 principal lines, which is to raise awareness in order to build a culture of respect for people and consolidate, of course, favorable behaviors and an openness to disability. We also contribute, of course, to the integration of people with disabilities in the workforce. We have a public commitment, which is reach 3% of people with disabilities in the workforce in 2021, and we have already reached it. And we also work to improve the quality of life for people with disabilities in our workforce, and we help also their families and relatives. And we also work to develop products and services targeted at people with disabilities, and also extend this commitment to the company's supplier network. So that's a little highlight of our program. And it is a real pleasure to be part of this network. And thank you very, very much for accepting us in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anastasia and MAPFRE, and thank you for sharing the highlights. Welcome to the network. Sreela Gupta from Tata Consultancy Services is next. She's a disability inclusion lead.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And I am from Tata Consultancy Services, which is the IT company of the Tata group of companies, which was set up 150 years ago. And it has a Tata Code of Conduct, which highlights the importance of respect and belonging. And that is the reference point for our values of inclusion. At Tata Consultancy Services, we have over 500,000 employees, and we work in over 46 countries. We work in disability along with other diversity segments like gender, race and ethnicity, veterans, age, LGBTQ+. Disability inclusion at TCS started from the CSR space about 12 to 15 years ago, and a structured employee-based inclusion program was initiated about 7 years ago. We have been associated informally with ILO GBDN for several years now, I think about almost 8, and we are delighted to be part of the family formally from now onwards. To just give you a couple of more lines on what we do, we have a comprehensive diversity policy which is global, which has very robust grievance mechanisms to support non-discrimination, for which we have zero tolerance. We also have disability policy in 1 or 2 countries where it is mandated to do so, but otherwise diversity policy is comprehensive for all countries that we work in. The 5 strategic pillars through which we work are representation, enablement, which includes policy and access, ecosystem building, which sensitizes people within the organization, engagement, which ties up with our community and their allies through employee resource groups, development or coaching, mentoring, and other learning programs. So persons with disability have learning opportunities for career growth within the organization. COVID was really a game changer. Work from home was not as difficult, I think, for us as other organizations, because we are an IT company and we already had a business continuity plan in place. But I think demystifying digital accessibility for everybody really created opportunities for access for persons with disability. We also found that our employee resource groups really became a very strong voice in directing the agenda for disability inclusion within the organization. We have a global virtual employee resource group within the organization. We also find that mental health was a stigma which was broken by COVID and has opened up doors which we did not feel were ready to be opened up till a way later. So neurodiversity is another area that we have dared to step into, and we have created baby steps We are sensitizing people on aspects of neurodiversity at the moment and hope to create inclusion pilots from next financial year. We also have strengthened our supplier diversity program at the tier 2 level so that we may grow organizations who work directly with the community in order to have end-to-end talent pipeline for greater representation of persons with disability within the organization. Glad to be here. Look forward to speaking with everybody else throughout the rest of the year and several more years. Thank you. Over and out from me.
Thanks so much, Sreela. And really, as you said, it's great to see that the relationship between ILO and TCS is finally becoming more formal and official. Thank you. Next up is Hermann Trepesch. He's a global diversity and inclusion leader at Sanofi. Hermann.
Thank you, Jürgen. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me a few moments of your time. I'm so inspired to hear what the other new joiners have done. Sanofi is a global healthcare company and pharmaceutical company, and we are working tremendously hard to create a workplace where talented and capable people from all backgrounds can be their best and really thrive. We are very early in our disability journey, but we launched a year ago, roughly, an inclusion plan that took a great deal of care to make sure that we focus heavily on disability, because we feel that that is a human condition that affects every single person. We are looking forward to joining the Disability Network because I think that a practice of inclusion is something that we are lacking across our global business, and this is me expressing the vulnerability that comes with moving into new spaces. So I look forward to making new friends, learning and sharing best practice, and going back to Anastasia's point, for those who may not be able to see me on their screen, I am 1.98 meters. I'm a mixed race man. I was born in Zimbabwe in Africa, but I live in the United Kingdom. And I'm just one of 115,000 people who work for Sanofi across 145 countries in the world. And it's a great pleasure to meet with you and get to know you. Thank you.
Thank you, Hermann. I didn't know you were so tall, but good to know. and very excited to have Sanofi also joining the network. Thank you. So these were the 5 companies, and I would like now to move to the National Business and Disability Network that just joined the global network a few days ago, the Nigeria Business Disability Network. Today it's represented by Godwin Bamsa. He's External Affairs and Sustainable Business Lead for Ghana and Nigeria at Unilever. Godwin, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Like has been said, my name is Godwin Bamsa. I am a black man, 183 meters. I have a beard and what we call an afro hair. I do not use glasses. I lead sustainability at Unilever, and it's a pleasure for me to speak on behalf of the Nigeria Business Disability Network. The Nigeria Business Disability Network was incubated by Sight Savers and the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, and we're very much indebted to both of these organizations for helping to start off the local network here. Today, we are a 17 company strong network and growing, and we're very happy about that. Each of these companies, are at different stages of their journey and evolution in creating inclusion for people with disabilities. At Unilever, we have globally committed to creating this culture of inclusion for people with disabilities, both within and outside of our business. So for example, we have been including more people with disabilities in our workforce, and we have a global target to reach 5% of our workforce by 2025 of people with disabilities, as well as being the #1 employer of choice for disabled people. We have also, created partnerships. We have reached out to experts because we know that this journey requires as much knowledge to help us get to where we have the right understandings and we're making the right impacts. We've also been improving our physical and digital accessibility. We even launched a program called Enable at Unilever to promote this culture of change within our company. Now, the Nigeria network has, since its inception, organized public-facing advocacy events and stakeholder conventions, and it has done this on the strength of both the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management and Site Savers, who helped found us, but as well as the rest of the companies who are also making investments in making sure that we create a culture of inclusion for people with disability. So today, as with the Global Business Disability Network, the Nigeria network is bringing companies together to create these inclusive futures for the benefit of business, for persons with disabilities, and for communities within Nigeria. And I'm really proud and honored to be a part of this journey, and we're proud to be a part of this network. Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much, Godwin. And it's really exciting to see the Nigeria Business and Disability Network being already so strong after a short time after being established. And I would encourage all the companies who are represented here in this call to just double check with their colleagues in Nigeria if they are already part of the Nigeria Business and Disability Network. You know, the Nigerian one is one of more than 30 national networks that are also part of the global network. So now we move to Sonia Viñas. She's the director of the Universia Foundation, the last speaker in this segment, and she's a representative of the only non-business entity joining the network, the global network this year. Sonia, over to you.
Hello, how are you? First of all, I would like to thank the Global Business and Disability Network and its members for inviting me to this meeting, and congratulations to the other members for all the initiatives that you are sharing in your presentations. For more than 15 years, Fundación Universia, with the support of Banco Santander and in collaboration with different companies, has been working for the real inclusion of people with disabilities in working environments. But how we do this? We work together with different agents in all areas that affect quality work, following a holistic strategy, starting with the accessibility through education and finish with the employment. Regarding the area of accessibility, we conduct different studies and documents in order to know the level of inclusion of people with disabilities in the higher education system, and we provide different resources for students with disabilities. Our mission is, in this regard, is to detect the real needs of people with disabilities. And we also support different research and technology projects in universities focused on improving the lives of people with disabilities, mainly in the workplace. In the educational area, we conduct various calls for scholarships for students with disabilities, as well as programs for alternative financing methods for technological training, which are in great demand in today's job market. We offer guidance, mentoring, and various programs to boost the employability of talent with disabilities. Thanks to our experience and knowledge connected to different sectors, not-profit organizations, universities, educational centers, and companies, we act as a connected agent. In terms of employment, we are a bridge between talent with disabilities and the companies that need that talent. We manage different job offers and advise companies in terms of diversity and inclusion and cultural transformations. In terms of institutions and entities, We build global networks of universities at an international level. We currently have a network for the digital transformation of universities in Latin America, and we are building another on entrepreneurship. We are really looking forward to becoming part of this global business and disability network, so we can continue to contribute to different collaborative programs to the real inclusion of people with disabilities. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sonia. I'm really happy to have the Universia Foundation on board very, very soon. Thank you. So with this, we close the section on welcoming new members. And it's, I mean, as I said already at the beginning, and I am still excited to see so many joining this year. So thanks so much to all of you. We'll now move to a bit of a reporting back to you all on what the network has done in some of the key areas we have done. And I would like to ask Margaret Johnson-Clark from L'Oreal. She has been the chair of the Global Business and Disability Network this year. And well, by the way, thank you very much for having been the chair, an amazing chair. So thank you very much. And now I would hand it over to you to tell our other colleagues what some key highlights of the network this year were. And Stefan, please feel free to share the presentation also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jürgen. Hello, everyone. My name is Margaret Johnson-Clark. I'm the Global Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer for the L'Oreal Group. That's been a member of the ILO Global Business and Disability Network for several years. I've been delighted to be able to chair this network alongside Stefan, who I really want to thank, and Jürgen, who I really want to thank as well. Both of them have been fabulous in coordinating everything. So I haven't done much. For those who can't see me, I am French and American. I'm 51. I have dark brown eyes and dark hair. And I'm wearing a denim shirt, but with frills. So it's kind of dressy for the event. So I just, Jürgen asked me to maybe kind of give you a very quick overview of 2021. So basically he prepared this presentation, and thank you very much for sharing it. 2021, despite the pandemic, despite the confinement, we were able to meet on a regular basis throughout the year with our steering committee and with our group. And I just wanted to overlight a few things, such as the publications that came out. One on inclusive digital economy for people with disabilities that came out at the beginning of the year in collaboration with the Fondation UNCE and Disability Hub Europe, but also one in March, Leave No One Offline, which is a primer on engaging your company on digital accessibility. And then the 12 months licensing agreement for business disability forms on neurodiversity toolkit. So these are things that did come out. If we move on to the next slide, we also, the network organized a series of webinars throughout the year. So we started off in January with the neurodiversity in the workplace, the power of difference. Then moved on to an inclusive digital economy for people with disabilities. This was part actually of the Zero Project conference. And then again, in the same month, how do you lip read a robot? So this focused more specifically on recruitment AI as a disability issue. Again, part of the Zero Project. In May, in the spring, Leave No One Offline, again, engaging companies on digital accessibility. This is a key topic that all of us tackle in our companies, whether they be small or big. Another one in June, Accountability in Action, delivering on disability, inclusion, and equality. And then in this fall, Disability in the 2020s, a digital decade for an Inclusive World of Work. And this was part actually of the academy by the International Training Center of the ILO. Beyond the publications and the webinars, there were also roundtables that were organized for company members, excuse me. One in the spring and June on self-identification of employees with disabilities. One in July on global governance of disability inclusion. And one in the fall in September on disability employee resource groups with Purple Space. And finally, regional conferences. So we did one this year in November, just a few weeks ago, Disability and Digitalization Business Opportunities in Asia and the Pacific. It was a 2-day conference with business panels, general discussions, and also a working group on digital skills and jobs. Last but not least, communications. So there's a newsletter, the ILO GBDN, excuse me, bilingual newsletter. 6 issues of the bi-monthly came out in English and in Spanish, obviously on social media with LinkedIn, and the website of the ILO, which is again bilingual. Thank you very much.
Yes,
and I think this is your cue, Jürgen. So thank you very much. And it was a delight to be with you and Stefan throughout the year. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much, Margaret. And once again, thanks so much for having been the chair in 2021. And well, you mentioned the regional conference. You also delivered the opening remarks there, and you were involved in so much we did. So thanks so much. With this, we would already move to what's next. What is coming up in 2022? We have, as a secretariat of the Global Business and Disability Network, we have already a few things in the pipeline, but of course that doesn't prevent us. Well, some of it might prevent us from doing more, but of course we will do more than what is here on the slide to see. So some key ideas we have for the work in 2022 include the revision of the self-assessment tool of the Global Business and Disability Network. Many of you will know it. It's a simple tool aligned with the 10 principles of the Global Business and Disability Network Charter. The charter is signed by any company joining the network. And these principles range from accessibility to knowledge sharing to fighting discrimination against people with disabilities in the company, and partnerships and so on. Currently, the self-assessment tool has 23 questions. Usually, they are answered, they have binary answer options. So you say yes, no, we have it or not. Sometimes there's something like maybe or partially. So it's a simple tool, still quite helpful, but we felt the need that with more and more benchmarking frameworks and tools coming up around the world, that we as ILO and ILO Global Business and Disability Network should come up with something more robust, something more sophisticated than what is currently on the website. So that's something we have started looking at and will continue to do so in 2022. Obviously, once a first draft of the new version of the tool is available, we would also hope to be able to verify it with members of the Global Business and Disability Network, because of course, the whole idea is to make it as relevant as possible for the business community. So that's the first point here on the slide. Margaret already mentioned in her presentation that we had a B2B roundtable on disability ERGs in September this year, and we will continue working with Purple Space also next year, and we have committed to co-develop and partially, co-develop a guide on disability ERGs, employee resource groups in multinational enterprises. Because we see, and some of the speakers before me also mentioned that that disability ERGs are really useful, right, for companies to move the disability inclusion agenda forward, and really listening to the voices of employees with disabilities or employees with family members with disabilities. So this is something that will start early 2022 in collaboration with Purple Space, led by Purple Space rather. The third point here is digital in demand, which is a concept we developed together with Susan Scott Parker, who is one of the strategic advisors of the Global Business and Disability Network, and we kind of made it official or public, so to say, in the regional conference for Asia and Pacific, which we had at the end of November, where we already had some of the companies leading in that area of digital skills and digital jobs in the regional conference. But what will happen now is that also thanks to some funds we got from the German government, we will do a mapping of initiatives in Asia and Pacific that promote the acquisition of digital skills, ultimately leading to high quality jobs for persons with disabilities. Of course, that is the ultimate goal. We don't want to skill anybody just for the sake of skilling. It's really about making sure that companies have a pipeline of digitally skilled people with disabilities they can routinely tap into. We'll start in Asia and Pacific, also in collaboration with the National Business and Disability Networks in Bangladesh, India, China, the Philippines, and Indonesia as a starting point. And then based on the mapping, we'll see where we see most impact of our work in a selected number of countries in that region. Eventually, of course, we would hope to bring it outside of the Asian Pacific region based on the lessons we'll learn there. I already mentioned, and Margaret also mentioned it, the regional conference for Asian Pacific that we had at the end of November. Based on the experience that we had with the regional conference in Asian Pacific, we felt that it would make a lot of sense to organize a regional conference for Africa next year. Also having it in French and English, so for the Francophone and the Anglophone part of Africa. And it's great to see that, I mean, also seeing now, for example, the Nigeria Business and Disability Network having been established and joining the Global Business and Disability Network. So we hope that such a regional conference can also give an impetus to the business community in African countries to do even better on disability inclusion. Of course, National Business and Disability Network in the few countries where they exist in Africa would play a key role. Next year, we of course will continue to have public webinars on specific topics, and at the same time B2B roundtables. Just again, Margaret already mentioned it, but just to be abundantly clear, the B2B roundtables are an opportunity for the company members of the Global Business and Disability Network to come together in smaller settings. We usually had around about 10 people in these calls because the idea is really to create a more intimate and safe space for company representatives to share what is going well and maybe what is also not going so well on certain issues or initiatives or topics. So there we are still quite open in terms of which topics we will address next year. And with this, I would actually also start a poll now. Hope that works. Yes, so I'm just launching this. I hope you can see this now on the screen. Because the question here that we are asking and which will give us in the Secretariat also some guidance, which of the following options is the key priority for you to address in 2022? It's single choice. We know that many of you would say, look, all of this is important, but in the end, we still have to prioritize, and also we have to prioritize in the work that the Global Network will do next year. I'll just read out the options, and I see already some of you are starting to respond. So developing disability inclusion policies and action plans. I think that might be something especially for companies who haven't worked on disability inclusion for an extended period of time already. That would be the first answer option. The second option is measuring progress made on disability inclusion. So this is also related to one of the topics we addressed this year in the B2B roundtable, self-identification, how to get data, how to protect the confidentiality of data and all of it. So that would be the option 2, measuring progress on disability in your company or organization. A third topic we thought would be worthwhile putting here on the list, how to promote disability inclusion among suppliers. Big companies like yours, of course, they have a huge supplier base and also looking sometimes for disability-owned companies. So, so what can be done? What are good practices? What are good ideas to move that topic forward? Then the fourth option we have on the screen right now is recruitment. So ensuring a disability inclusive recruitment process, or rather processes, because I mean, there's so many processes involved when you want to get one person from outside inside your company or organization. And we know that for many companies, it remains a challenge. And the last answer option is promoting digital skills and jobs in line with the digital in demand concept initiatives that I just talked about in Asia and Pacific, but also digital accessibility, building on the work we have done this year with a primer on digital accessibility that was also drafted by Francis West with our guidance and webinars we had on the topic. So that was the fifth option, and I see 25 persons have responded now, and I think I will just now stop the poll and share the results. I hope everybody can see this now. So for the first option, developing disability inclusion policies and action plans, that was 27% of the respondents. This would be a key priority. Equally important was measuring progress made on disability inclusion. The whole question about data and how to measure progress in companies and organizations. The third most relevant issue, according to the answers given here, was ensuring a disability inclusive recruitment process. Fourth in the list, almost equally, well, with 5 votes, promoting digital skills, jobs, and digital accessibility. And then only with 1 vote, promoting disability inclusion among suppliers. So this gives us at least some guidance on where we should go and what we should focus on next year as Global Business and Disability Network. I'll stop sharing now. And since we have 10 minutes, I would just like maybe just to take a quick 5 minutes or so to also just allow colleagues here on the call who hadn't had the chance to say anything, if they want to say something particular on what we just saw in terms of the areas we want or we can potentially address next year, but anything you feel that was not addressed in what I just said about what we have already planned in the pipeline and what was shown in the poll. If there's 2, 3, 4 areas you feel this is something the network should really put more focus on, and I haven't mentioned it, I would be very interested to hear from you. So feel free to unmute yourself right now. Or if it's easier, you can also just raise your hand first and then. Okay, I don't see anybody right now, but maybe I'll also just give you a minute. In the meantime, some of you might already have seen the minutes we sent out earlier this morning, Geneva time at least, from the last steering committee we had on the 26th of November. And in the minutes, you will see that we have also planned in early 2022 a meeting for the Global Business and Disability Network members to offer them a space to present their own initiatives. We know, of course, all of you have exciting initiatives and practices in place, and we will organize probably, let's say, early February, to be more realistic here, a short meeting that would allow you and other members of the Global Business and Disability Network to just share with all of us what key initiatives will be done by your company or organization in 2022. So while I was speaking, I see that Andy raised his hand. So Andy, please go ahead. What did I miss?
No, I don't think you missed anything. I thought it was really helpful to see the poll, to see what people are keen on the network to be focusing on next year, particularly the area around measuring progress. I referenced that, when I was talking about what we've been doing at GSK. We used the disability standard, a very robust framework, working with the UK Business Disability Forum. They've globalized elements of that. We found that to be very useful, but of course we'd be really interested to look at other progress measure frameworks. What we like about that one that we've used is that it's quite detailed and evidence-based. Some others that we've looked at, are kind of checkbox, do you do this or do you do that, yes, no answers, and relatively straightforward. But it'll be a really good discussion, I think, amongst the network to see what other progress measure tools GBDN members are using to look at their disability confidence.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. And then that's why we also had as one of the B2B roundtables already this year, but it doesn't prevent us from doing another one next year on this topic of self-identification and data. You remember we had Davina from the Business Disability Forum in the UK also speaking in that roundtable. So thanks a lot, Andy, for emphasizing the importance of this topic. I don't see any other hand raised, but feel free to unmute yourself. Otherwise, since we also only have a few more minutes left, I would hand it over to the incoming chair, Accenture. So Vani, I hope you're in the call. I know you couldn't connect at the beginning of the meeting, but Vani Seshadri will represent Accenture as a new chair of the Global Business and Disability Network in 2022. And we're excited to have Accenture taking over from L'Oreal. But with this, over to you, Vani.
Thank you, Jürgen. And hi, everyone. Some of you know me, some of you don't. Very glad that Accenture has been offered this opportunity. Just as a self-introduction, I'm based out of Bangalore, India, and lead disability inclusion for Accenture globally. I'm sitting in my home office currently wearing a cream-colored blouse with shoulder-length black hair. It's exciting that we have this opportunity. We're hoping to make the most of it by enhancing our partnerships, by the collective effort that we can put together to support ILO on the journey towards building a more disability inclusive workforce. So really looking forward to that collective exercise. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Jürgen. And Neil, looking forward to working with you as well. And, everybody's participation in the process. Just a minute on the poll that we just had. I thought I found something very interesting there, and thought I'll take a minute to share, speak about that. Supplier inclusion had only one vote, but one of the things we really lose sleep over at Accenture, and this is talking from personal experience in our organization, would love to hear more from others in one of our forthcoming calls, is an organization's ability to bring everybody on the journey, every partner on the journey towards becoming accessible in the solutions they offer to us as their clients, without really needing to impose a mandate. I'll just leave that thought there, and maybe on one of our future calls, we can bring it up for discussion. And last but not the least, Margaret, thank you very much for your leadership. We saw some very momentous events, particularly the EPAC event, which was very, very insightful, happened through this tenure. Thank you for your contribution and looking forward to working with you. Over to you, Hermann.
Yeah, thank you, Vani. Just had problems activating my camera again. And yeah, no, as I said, excited to be working with you as a chair in 2022. At the same time, you mentioned Neil Milliken from Atos. He will be the vice chair in 2022. Thanks so much to both of you for accepting our proposal to be chair and vice chair. And as you said, Vani, I think I speak on behalf of everybody on the call and those not on the call, but members of the network. A big thank you to Margaret. Margaret, maybe you want to just switch on the camera so we have, unfortunately, we can't shake hands these days, but otherwise I would ask you to shake hands with Vani right now as a symbolic handover or handshake rather than moving from one chair to the next chair. So thanks so much for both of you, especially, but all of you, as I said at the very beginning, you are the Global Business and Disability Network. We're just trying to facilitate and bring out the best in all of us, I hope, and hopefully produce and talk about things that are relevant for you. So we still have 3 minutes left, but we don't need to drag it. So I would, with this, close the meeting. And thanks so much. We'll be in touch, and soon the holiday season will start. I really, really hope that all of us can take a break from another crazy year. I think we would all agree it has not been, probably not the easiest year for different reasons. So let's hope we can all take a break and come back to work and do the Global Business and Disability Network in early 2022 with refreshed energies, recharged batteries, and many good ideas. So thanks so much and take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
welcome to Vani. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.